Hey guys, right, today I'm going to talk about something quite serious. You know, in the summer you've got all that think bike adverts on TV, and because the weather's nice there's going to be bikes everywhere and that, you need to look out. What I don't get is, as soon as the weather changes, as soon as it starts to get a bit cold, all that stops, as if there's going to be no bikes anywhere and you don't need to look out for them anymore. That's just wrong. Because, yes, there's more bikes in summer, but you shouldn't be less vigilant because it's colder. I mean, me, I use a bike all year round. It's my only mode of transport. Chucking it down with rain, snow, dead badger. Yeah, chucking it down with rain, snowing, doesn't matter. I'll be out on the bike because I need to be. Well, people that drive cars don't, 90% of them have never ridden a motorbike, so they don't know anything about where they're going to be, what they're going to do, what they can do. It's like, in my opinion, before you actually learn to drive a car, you should do a minimum 6 months you should do a minimum 6 months on a 125. Just something not stupidly quick, not something stupidly slow. Just get on a bike so you learn about them. Because as soon as you've ridden a motorbike, you understand more about what they can do. It's like, on a motorbike, you're completely exposed. The only protective thing you've got is your clothes, basically, and your helmet. Whereas in a car, you are surrounded by a big metal box. So people that only drive cars aren't as vigilant because they're surrounded by protection. Whereas if someone actually rode a boat, not a boat, singing row your boat now. If someone had actually ridden a motorbike for a few months, like a slow one, they'd be looking around a lot more because you're exposed. In a car, if you hit someone, you damage your car and their car. And okay, an airbag might go off and break your nose, but on a motorbike, if you hit a car, your motorbike is destroyed, all your gear is destroyed, and you're going to be in hospital for quite a while probably. So you're always cautious. But this whole thing about think bike, some people find it annoying, like, oh yeah, you've got to look out for bikers, why should I look out for them, it's their own fault, they're being stupid. Like, yeah, some people give bikers a bad name, like going down the A1 at 120 mile an hour on your back wheel doing a wheelie. That is stupid. But to everyone else that's a safe rider, they've got a bad name now because some people have seen people being idiots. So if you drive a car and you haven't ridden a bike, look out for bikes, because we're smaller than you, we're more vulnerable than you, and we're actually a lot harder to see. It's like the amount of times I've been filtering through traffic and someone's just decided to change lanes, like just sit there and go, oh, that lane's moving quicker, I'll go there, and just pulled out, not even looked in their mirrors because they don't assume anything to be coming up through the traffic. Whenever you change lanes, even if you're not moving at the time, whenever you start moving, check your mirrors, because if you don't check your mirrors and you actually pull out and hit a bike, you're probably going to kill them. And also, use your fucking indicators, people. Again, even if you're just changing lanes in slow moving traffic, use your indicators, let people know what you're going to do, and check your mirrors to make sure there's not a motorbike coming up through the middle. And before anyone starts complaining, it is not illegal to filter through traffic. The amount of times I've been filtering, pulled up at the front of the traffic, like at a roundabout, next to a police car, they don't care. It's safer to filter, especially with idiots that drive cars using their phones. I hate hills on this bike, it just doesn't cope with them. But if you're in a car, well, if you're on a bike and you're sitting in traffic, car in front of you, car next to you, and then someone in a car is like not quite concentrating properly and is going a little too fast to stop behind you, if they hit a biker, there is no crumple zone on a motorbike. Well, there is one crumple zone: the rider. In a car, like I said, if you hit the back of another car slowly, you might dent it or scratch the paintwork or something, or knock a bumper off. But even if you hit a bike slowly from behind, they're going to come off. There's going to be major damage to the bike and possibly the rider. Yeah. Oh yeah, 30. Shit. Thank you very much. So yeah, in my opinion, the whole Think Bike adverts and everything should not stop as soon as the weather changes, because it's not like you don't need to look out for bikes. You should always look out for bikes, no matter what you're doing, no matter what vehicle you're in. Even on a motorbike, you need to look out for other bikes, because yeah, if you're riding a bike and you hit a car, that car is not going to have a lot of damage, but your bike's going to be destroyed. If you ride your bike and hit another biker, not only is your bike going to get destroyed, so is theirs. And also, you do not want to be the person that destroys someone else's motorbike. I mean, my bike is my baby. If anyone fucks with my bike, I kill them. Even when I had a little moped, someone covered it in leaves, I went mental at them. So if you break someone else's bike by hitting them, God, you're gonna be in the shit. thank you. So what, today everyone is being quite nice. No, so far, I've touched wood if I could find any. No one's pulled out on me today. Everyone stopped and let me go. It's like, one thing I do like is people that respect bikers. People that have never ridden a bike but know what to look out for. I mean, last week I was filtering through traffic and I came between a van on the left and a car on the right, and I couldn't fit through the gap. So the guy in the van just looks at me and just turned left just to give me a lot of room. So I really appreciate that sort of thing, because there's no legal requirement to let the biker through. It's just a really nice thing to do. But then you get the opposite. You get people that do look in their mirrors, they see a bike, and they move in the bike's way just so they don't get past, with that whole mindset of, if I'm not going anywhere, they're not either, they shouldn't be doing that, it's dangerous. It's more dangerous to sit in traffic. And also, if you try to move your car to block a biker, you might hit them, or they might hit you. And at that point, that's not their fault. But if you don't put your indicators or anything on and you start pulling over to one side, we don't know what you're doing. And also, going through traffic, there isn't that much room. So you can't manoeuvre away from it if you think you're going to hit them. All you can do is slam your brakes on and hope you don't hit them. Now, what way should I go? I'm going to go that way. Man, there's rubbish everywhere today on the roads. That's something else as well. If you throw a bit of paper out your car window or something, and it lands on the ground, if a car goes over that, nothing's going to happen. They've got 4 wheels on the ground, nothing will happen there at all. If a motorbike goes over it, 1, their front wheel could slide out from under them and crash, or 2, their rear wheel can spin up and then crash. So don't be throwing shit out your car. Also, it ruins the road and everything, because then you have to be really careful looking out for everything. I mean, you already have to look out for potholes and that, because, well, it can destroy your wheel if you hit one with enough speed. But I don't want to be trying to avoid Red Bull cans and shit. Motorbikes, the hardest thing to keep quiet around a horse. Like, there's a new law coming out soon. At the moment, you can be in a car and smoking, but not with anyone under 18. That's new on its own. But soon, you will not be allowed to smoke in a vehicle at all. Because, again, not looking out for bikers, this happens. Someone is having a smoke in their car, and they throw the fag butt out the window. Yeah, smoking in a car, you throw your fag butt out the window. You're not just going to leave it in your car. But at that point, if there's a motorbike behind you, one, that person could have the visor open on their helmet, which means that fag butt could go inside the helmet and burn their face, or worse, set fire to the lining. Another thing is, it could go, like me, I wear quite a loose fitting jacket so I can get a load of layers underneath it in the winter. So it's quite easy to get stuff like leaves and that stuck down my jacket. But if a fag butt gets down there, there's nothing you can do. It will set fire to your clothes. And apparently that has actually happened to someone. Someone was riding a bike with their jacket half done up. Not clever on its own. But the fag butt went down there and set fire to the guy's jumper or his shirt or something. And at that point, he panicked, because that's the normal thing to do when you're on fire. But it caused him to crash. And I can't remember if he died or not, but it was pretty serious. I should have gone down that little other road. That one. And what I really don't get is, at the moment, you can smoke in your car, but you can't eat an apple in your car. Now that seems kind of normal. But if you're eating an apple and you drop the apple, it goes on the floor and you think, oh no, I've lost my apple, I'll pick it up later. But if you drop a fag in your car, you panic, because if it's still lit, it can set fire to your car. Now I think that's just stupid, because you can legally, you can smoke, you can risk setting fire to your car, but you can't risk dropping food in your car. That's just ridiculous. God, that was bumpier than I thought it was. Starting to rain. No. I need to stop and do my jacket up. Right, I think that rain indicates it's time for me to start heading home. So right, thanks for listening to my little rant, and I'll catch you all next time.